Okay, big news in the world of AI. One of the models you probably use every single day just got a huge upgrade, and it's going to change how you talk to it. So let's get right into it.
Yeah, you heard that right. That AI you chat with, the engine under the hood just got a serious tune up. And the whole point of this? It's all about making those day to day interactions, well, just better. A lot better. So the new model is called GPT 5.3 Instant. And look, this isn't about adding a bunch of flashy new buttons or features. Nope. This is a core upgrade, right to the heart of the experience. We're talking improvements to its tone, how relevant its answers are, and just the general flow of the conversation. The idea is to make it way less frustrating and a whole lot more helpful.
All right, so what's actually new here? Well, think of this update as a direct response to all the feedback from users, maybe even from you. It really targets some of the most common, pain points. Let's break down the key upgrades. Okay, here's the rundown. First up, it's got better judgment, which means you're going to see way fewer of those annoying refusals. It's also smarter at pulling together answers from the web. The style is just smoother, more to the point. It's also more accurate, which is huge. And finally, the writing is stronger, more textured, making it a much better creative partner to bounce ideas off of. Now, all of that sounds great on paper, right? But what does it actually feel like to use? The best way to really get it is to see it in action. So let's check out some side-by-side comparisons with real examples. Okay, check this out. In this first scenario, someone's asking about archery trajectory calculations. The old model, it goes into this long, super cautious speech about safety and what it can't do. It's a classic dead end. But the new model, GPT 5.3, it just says, yes, I can help with that, and immediately asks for what it needs. It just gets straight to the point because it has a much better sense of what you're actually trying to do. Next up, let's talk about web relevance. You ask about the biggest baseball signing of the 2025-26 offseason. The old model brings up stale news from the year before, but the new one? It correctly picks out the most recent major deal. And this shows it's doing more than just spitting back search results. It's actually synthesizing that info to give you much fresher, more on-point answers. And how about the tone? This one's a great example. Ask about dating in San Francisco. The old model starts with this line that's, let's be honest, a little cringy. First of all, you're not broken. The new model just cuts right through that. It jumps straight into a really sharp, insightful analysis. The takeaway here is that it's way less overbearing and acts more like a focused, helpful partner. So it's not just about feeling better to chat with. The new model is also just fundamentally more reliable. So let's pivot and look at its accuracy and how it handles creative writing. Okay, this number is a really big deal. We're talking about a nearly 27% reduction in hallucinations. And hallucinations is just a fancy word for when the AI makes stuff up, factual errors. This drop is specifically for high-stakes topics like medicine, law, and finance when it's using the web. This is a massive step forward in making AI a tool you can actually trust more. And it isn't just about facts and figures. Its creative writing has gotten a serious boost, too. So you ask it to write a poem about a retiring mailman. The old model gives you something that's, pretty good, but it's a bit abstract. The new model, though, it writes a poem that feels lived in. It uses these really specific details like the one with the chipped blue rail to build that emotion instead of just telling you about it. It makes it a much, much stronger creative partner. All right, so we've looked at the side-by-sides, we've seen the numbers. Let's pull this all together and talk about the bottom line. What does this actually mean for you when you're using it every day? So yeah, what is the big takeaway here? What's the so what? Well, it means you're going to run into fewer of those frustrating roadblocks and pointless refusals. You're going to get more relevant, up-to-the-minute answers right when you need them. The conversations themselves will feel more natural, less robotic, and definitely not as preachy. All in all, you've got a more reliable partner for everything from fact-checking to creative projects. It's really just a solid quality of life update across the board. Look, at the end of the day, this update makes the AI a better, more nuanced conversationalist. It's less like a clunky tool and more like a fluid partner. And as these systems keep getting better and better, it really leaves us with a pretty big question to think about. What do we actually want from that conversation?